Hey everyone, welcome to the Super Review Show's Mixed Bag, coming to you live from the J Cave here on Wednesday night. I'm here, joined by my good man, Bill Murphy.
What's going on, everyone?
I'm so glad to have you back, Bill. Justin was going to join us tonight, but unfortunately, he is busy with other things, and that's okay. We completely understand that he's busy.
We miss you, buddy.
Shame.
This is when we silently judge him. Shame.
Anyways, tonight we have last week, if you joined us last week for our mixed bag episode, we talked about the future of Marvel Studios, and we did not focus on phase 1, 2, or 3. We simply focused on phase 4. So here's tonight's topic is the future of the DCEU. Kind of a controversial topic. What do you say, Bill?
I don't know if I would call it controversial, but why would you call it controversial?
I mean, because it's been mainly mixed for a lot of the films, but at the same time, I've enjoyed a lot of them, but that doesn't mean everyone else has. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah. So we're gonna be talking about all the stuff that's coming out, but like I don't think this is gonna be as long as MCU because that was nearly 2 hours last week.
That was exactly 2 hours and 10 minutes. It was kind of berserk.
Because I think the thing is, there's not as many DC stuff coming up as there is Marvel movies, or even when we do you remember I think it was back in, I want to say it was either January or February when we did all the rankings of the DCEU movies, and what you're saying with controversial, I can kind of understand because with when you're comparing, and I made this point in that video too, when you're comparing MCU movies to DCEU movies, there's not really a bad MCU movie. Their worst they can do is mediocre. When DCEU, when they're bad, they're bad.
Suicide Squad won, anyone?
Yeah, 2016 Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the new one was great. We'll get to that right in a minute, but just that one was wow, what a doozy. I liked it. I really liked it, but not everyone did. So that's everyone's got their own opinions of that. Anyway,
you were in the minority on that one, my friend.
I know. It's kind of unfortunate, but I think I looked at my IMDb rating for that. Believe it or not, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 for Suicide Squad, the first Suicide Squad. I can't believe that either. But anyways, let's get to it tonight. Thank you all for joining us. You all are amazing. What we're going to be talking about tonight is the DC cinematic universe that is post Suicide Squad that just came out in 2021. We're going to go talk about everything that's from that film moving up. And here we go. The DC Extended Universe, which is a film series. And we like I said, if you want to learn about the previous films in DC, not Dark Knight trilogy, not Superman Returns. If you want to learn about Wonder Woman or Aquaman, we talked about those films in another podcast we did called the Ranking the DCEU Films. And so we talked about it and then we ranked them. If you wanted to check that out too, I recommend you check that out as well, so you guys can see what's going on with that. But yeah, just want to let you guys know about that. But tonight we're mainly talking about what's going on in the future of the DCEU. And honestly, the future. I'm very excited. So actually, should we start with Should we start with JLA 2021 or should we start with Suicide Squad?
What do you think?
When did Suicide Squad come out? It came out what? The Zack Snyder one came out what?
Zack Snyder.
The Snyder cut.
That came out in March.
All right. Well, it's already August. We're past that. Let's move on. So we'll start with the new one, the new Suicide Squad film that just came out that we saw in theaters. Bill,
we saw it together. We saw it on our date.
Yeah, it was after we swiped right.
He paid for my tickets. What a gentleman! Hey, I bought snacks. I did buy the snacks.
He did. After swiping right on a couple of topics, we went out for the movies. It was great. So Bill, going into the Suicide Squad 2021, What was your initial impressions of the film going into it?
Okay, before I watched it.
You're with me. You're going into the theater. What's going on?
Well, here's the thing I was thinking. I'm thinking like, okay, how is it gonna be with James Gunn? Are we gonna have that more Guardians of the Galaxy type feel? You know, that more humorous feel.
Yeah.
He's got that more He's got that more humorous feel. Um. So yeah, I was thinking like, I wonder how this is gonna be because comparing to the first one, which tried to be, thank David Ayers for that. But how can this Guardians of the Galaxy James Gunn tone work in a DC movie in something that was darker than this one, if that makes sense? What were your initial thoughts going in?
Going into the Suicide Squad 2021 film, I have to tell you the truth, Bill. As someone who enjoyed the first Suicide Squad film, as someone who actually liked it quite a bit, there were certain parts I hated, but there's a lot of parts I did like a lot. There was the Joker parts I didn't like a lot, but like the Harley Quinn was great. She was well received and stuff like that. So going into this film, I was like, all right, it's a new Suicide Squad film. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'll go support it because I like what DC has done so far for the most part. This film, going into it, I'm like, my expectations were like probably like just over 50-50. I want to say they were like 60-40 or like 70-30. I'm like, yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm whatever. It's good. Look, I like the trailers and whatnot. But I got to tell you, this movie blew the other one out of the water. This Suicide Squad film was funny. It was hysterical. It had James Gunn written all over it, and you could just tell by his style. And he, rightfully so, resurrected a film that, with a sequel to a film that was very mixed across the board. Because I liked it, but Bill did not. And Joe Wiley's in the chat board. Welcome, Joe.
Hey, Joe. What's up, pal? Oh wait, this one I like this one. Remember? Or you're talking about the 2016 one?
I'm talking about us as two individual people going from the first Suicide Squad to the second Suicide Squad. It's like the first one, I liked it a lot, but you were like in the camp of like, I cannot believe I just watched this horrible piece of crap.
Yeah, well, my quick thoughts on the first one was I liked Margot Robbie. I liked Will Smith.
Yeah.
I even liked some of the other people in there, but I just did not like the story.
No, it was okay.
I just did not like. Well, this one, I actually I kind of enjoyed with what's her face, Amanda Waller, Viola Davis's character. How in the first one she was just more like the neutral arbitrator, even though she had a bit of a dark side. This one, she was sort of the straight up bad guy.
Oh yes, absolutely. She was the bad guy. So, I mean, like I said, me personally going into this one, I was like, all right, I enjoyed the first one, but this one, I cannot emphasize this enough. This Suicide Squad film that just came out, if you have not seen it yet, and you're over 18 years old, because it is rated R, go see it for what it's worth. Because I'm looking right here, it says the film has grossed $118 million on the budget of $185 million. That's a bomb, unfortunately, because this movie is so good and so many good qualities about this film. But I want to get into like a little bit more about this film in particular, about what made it bomb at the box office, which I very disappointed that it did, because it was such a great, fun film, and it's unfortunate that no one really saw it. And you would think the Marvel types of fanboys who like James Gunn's style would come over. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I'm not sure, but I gotta say, there's three big things I want to point out here about the Suicide Squad film that just came out. This film. There's three, to me personally, big reasons why this movie did not do as well at the box office as I thought it would. And I thought it was going to do great. First, there's technically four reasons. The first reason is because of the pandemic. Not everyone's going to go out to the theaters and watch it. It's just the unfortunate reality we live in in our current state of times, that not many people are going to go out and see this movie because of the pandemic, and people are afraid still, and Delta variant, whatever. Just the truth. Second reason is go ahead.
Well, the thing is that, listen, if you're still not comfortable going back to the theaters and you want to go back, I would say do what JT and I did. We went to like a 9:30 showing when there was like
it was a 9:40 showing, and there's barely anyone there.
Like negative 10 people there.
Like literally barely anyone.
Barely anybody there.
And then I'll get to the fourth thing. But like, sorry, first thing was the pandemic is going on still, Delta variant, whatever. That's an unfortunate reality that we have to deal with in theater going outside of our homes experiences. Second reason was it was rated R. This was a rated R, hard R film, which I liked a lot. I love the fact that James Gunn did that to this franchise, to this film. I thought he did a fantastic job with that aspect in particular. But unfortunately, you can't, with characters that look like a Deadpool or look like a Spider-Man with like colorful costumes, like Rick Flag had a yellow shirt on, Peacemaker had the John Cena character had like a red outfit on with like a toilet bowl helmet type of thing. That was really funny. Like literally, it looked like, and that's the third thing as well. But like the look of the film and the fact of how the characters interacted, they swore left and right. They said F-bombs every other sentence. Unfortunately, the rated R rating was a big factor. The third reason I'm going to say is the characters. And there's a two-part thing with this. The characters with this, and I was reading this the other day, there's not too many, aside from Harley Quinn, their recognizability of characters, like no one knows Bloodshot or Bloodsport, whatever his name is. Peacemaker. Bloodsport. Who outside the comic book community and outside people like us would know that? Let's be real. Like with the shark character that Sylvester Stallone played, come on. Who, like King Shark? Come on. The unrecognizable characters was a big one for this, and unfortunately, that's the very unfortunate reality. Hello, Matthew Hemsley.
Hey, Matt Hemsley. Matt Hemsley.
Welcome. I unfortunately, the characters were big. They weren't any marketable characters. Like it's not like the Joker was in the film. It's not like you put like Poison Ivy or like a Batman villain type of thing, or like they didn't put any of those. It's the lack of characters was a big factor in this. But the fourth reason that I think actually, and there's a two-part thing with that character thing, Will Smith was not in it. And Bill, if you have to check this out if you get a chance. There's a Will Smith like fan video theory with films. I don't know if you read about this, like in Forbes magazine. I heard about this the other day. Forbes magazine did an article that said sequels without Will Smith in it that had Will Smith in the first film don't do well financially for some reason.
Really?
Did you hear what?
The thing is,
if you think about that for a sec, right?
Okay, but the thing is, if this movie doesn't do as well as the first one, Will Smith really had nothing to do with it because
No, correct. But I mean, but the first Suicide Squad film, what, of course, $600 million. That's a lot of money. I'm just. Let me check. Hold on. Like that one, fact check. That film grossed $700 million. The fact, and I think with the casting too, personally. But like, this is just an interesting article. Like Independence Day, he was not in the second one. That didn't do well either. So there's like a Will Smith thing going on in Hollywood that I found out to be interesting. Personally, I found that interesting. That's me.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, but he was in the first one as Deadshot. And then they just ignored him completely on the second one. They did not put him in, which I thought was interesting. Like I said, that article and reading that, I'm like, they should have put him in there. The fourth reason I'm going to say is because, like, this is just the truth with this. It looked really goofy. If you didn't call it the Suicide Squad, that's nothing to do with it. The title, it's the same title as the first film, basically. But if you don't call, like, they botched a lot of stuff. But I think you should still go out and see this movie no matter what. And really, you should go and support this movie if you can in the international markets, in the American markets, whatever, because it was that good. James Gunn worked his ass off to do this film. I really do believe that. So he did a fantastic job. So aside from the pandemic, unrecognizable characters, the Will Smith character not in there of Deadshot, and certain other elements being rated R, this movie just didn't do that well at the box office. It's very unfortunate because it was such a fun film. It was so fun. Bill and I loved it.
You know who I love? I love
So
Stallone's character.
the
Nom
King-
nom.
Yeah.
Nom nom.
yeah, King Shark.
And
Yeah. And I'm looking at the characters now. It's like Polka Dot Man, Bloodsport,
yeah,
Peacemaker, like these are just unrecognizable characters. Like there's no like aside from Harley Quinn, there's not really like a definitive character that is like marketing the film. So they kind of botched out a little bit. But anyways, oh, and there's a post-credit scene. Check it out. I missed it, but Bill told me about it. I'm not going to reveal it on camera. You have to go see it for yourself. Anyways, the Suicide Squad.
You were in the
What's that?
Yeah, I forgot you were in the facilities when the end credit scene was coming.
I had to go pee so bad, and I went. Thank God. I'm saying that on air, but I don't care.
Yeah, which
Suicide Squad.
For?
The TV show for Peacemaker, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see Peacemaker. I don't have HBO Max, but I'm curious to see what they do with it because without going into detail, the John Cena character is playing Peacemaker in the TV show. So anyways, regardless, go support this movie. It's a lot of fun. You'll have a great time in theaters, and don't bring your kids. Bottom line.
Yeah. Do not bring the kids.
Do not.
Batman's not in it.
This is a warning from Bill. So, anyways, Suicide Squad 2 is what I'm going to call it. We just talked about that. Now let's look at what's coming out soon. So next year in July, so we have this is a record. We have 3 DCEU films coming out next year. We have 3, Bill. We have Black Adam. We have Black Adam first. I'm excited for this. This looks awesome. Like, first off, you have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson coming to play Black Adam. Come on. The fact that the Rock chose to play Black Adam, and he didn't go to Marvel. He did not go to Marvel. He went to DC because you know why? He's gonna play Black Adam in a spinoff of Shazam. Now, bear with me. This film could suck. This film could be horrible, but I feel like with the high critic rating and audience score of Shazam, I think this movie has a shot because it's like Black Adam is an anti-hero of Shazam and whatnot. So I think that seeing this character on screen is going to be awesome. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Do you hear me, people? The guy's playing Black Adam. That is amazing. And by the way, this has been in development for 10 years. They're finally doing it. And I think The Rock finally happening. The Rock was going to play Lobo at one point in the DC film, but like he's been in the DC Warner Brothers realm of possibility for a while. But now that he's playing a villain in the DC, you have my money. Bill, you have my money.
He has your money?
Yeah, the fact that it's Dwayne and he, as I'm birth, welcome to the chat board. We'll get that in a little bit. Robert Pattinson's Batman will only comic movie we're really excited for at the moment. We'll get that in a second. But Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam. Super stoked for this. Bill, are you familiar with Black Adam at all?
Can I be honest? Not really.
Yeah.
I'm not really familiar with Black Adam. Sorry.
It's okay. So just know that he is a Shazam's arch nemesis. And I think once in Shazam 2, we're going to see him in there. I think we're going to see The Rock versus Shazam, which that's going to be a fight worth seeing, to be honest, on screen, should be exciting.
Yeah. Which comes out in, that comes out in 2023. The new Shazam comes out in 2023. Correct.
That's the sequel. Yeah. And the same director's coming back, which is great. I met Zachary Levi too. The guy's literally that tall. He's so tall. It's a little freaky. Black Adam, I'm excited to see it, bottom line. And The Rock, can't beat it, of course. Super excited to see Black Adam. For those who that are listening and watching at home, I'm as a DC moviegoer and wants to support these films because the quality has been good, pretty good overall so far, in my opinion. Like a B plus, like a B minus, if you will, kind of thing. They've been mixed for the most part, but we've gotten some pretty good films so far. I'm curious to see this one. Sign off. Let us know what you guys think about this. At all, tweet us, whatever, at Super Review Show. Whatever you guys think about this, let us know. Black Adam, super stoked for it. And yeah, The Rock can't emphasize enough. Dwayne Johnson, cannot wait.
Are you having a Rock moment right now?
I'm having a Dwayne Johnson moment. He's awesome.
He's The Rock.
He's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. For those of you at home getting that, good for you. Any other comments for Black Adam, my guy? We'll get to Batman in a second, I promise.
Well, he's not part of the DC. We'll talk about it anyway.
We'll get that in a second, yeah.
But yeah, I really don't know much about this. I don't really know much about this. But if The Rock's got to be in it, and it's going to be a setup for the new Shazam movie, because I really did enjoy Shazam.
Yeah,
I have no complaints. I can't wait to see it. I'll go see it.
Shazam was a delight in theaters. I loved that film. But I'm seeing Black Adam on screen. I'm very curious to see that too. So we'll see how that goes. So July 29th, 2022. Here we go. All right, Bill, you ready for our next film that we're going to talk about tonight called
I am
The Flash?
Oh.
Okay, so backstory really quick. Bear with me on this one, everyone. The Flash was on screen in Batman v Superman and Justice League, but seeing a feature film of The Flash has been on my to-see list for a very long time. Very, very long time. Literally said since 2004, this film has been in development. Crazy. Fun fact, Bill, did you know that Michael Keaton is in this movie as Batman?
I heard.
Did you know that this is not a scoop? Just bear with me. This news broke on one of my favorite YouTube shows. You have checked out the John Campea show on YouTube and on podcast. I think he's on podcast. So check him out. I plug for John Campea. The guy's an awesome guy. I love him. I love his work a lot. Someone scooped on his show, and I'm name dropping the show on purpose because he's a great guy. But quote, Michael Keaton's Batman will have a Sean Connery type of presence as he was in The Last Crusade. What that meant, what I mean by that is, and I didn't say the quote exactly the way I wanted to, but the Michael Keaton Batman character, to my understanding, everything I know so far, is that this film has Michael Keaton's Batman, and the role is equivalent to how Sean Connery's role was in Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. It's pretty significant. Bill, what's your take on that?
Pretty much like the so anyway, it would be like pretty much sort of like the more fatherly type role, or the more,
yeah, probably,
yeah. Well, you know what, I heard that people, and this is kind of going off on a small tangent, but
yeah,
you know what people would be wanting for, I don't know if you're aware of this, JT. There was a show, because this was more my time.
yeah.
This show was more my time. It was an animated show called Batman Beyond.
Oh no, I've heard of it. Yeah, I've heard of it. I've seen a few episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, because again, me showing my age. I age gracefully. I'm like fine wine. I age well. I'm like fine wine. But anyway, The Flash. But anyway, what I was saying is, because the show, for those of you who never saw Batman Beyond, it's a much, much older Bruce Wayne.
Yep.
And this kid named Terry basically becomes the new Batman.
Yep. I remember that.
And what people say to a Batman Beyond movie is like either Ben Affleck or even Michael Keaton as like Bruce Wayne, and get someone like Robert Pattinson, and I know we'll talk about that a little later, as Terry.
Huh.
What would you say to that?
I'd be all for it. I mean, like the only thing I have not against, but the problems you face with the Batman Beyond is that yes, it's a popular title with the comic book community and the comic book fans.
A purist.
But hear me out. Hear me out,
yeah.
Bill. Batman
Okay,
is Bruce. I brought this up before. Batman is Bruce Wayne. If they have another guy playing Batman that's not Bruce Wayne, it just it might. There's a common misconception with the audience. It's like, oh wait, I thought Bruce Wayne was Batman. Like Clark Kent is Superman, Bruce Wayne is Batman, Tony Stark is Iron Man, Steve Rogers is Captain America. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, they don't want to go into like the next generations.
no, like it's kind of like, and we talked about this when we talked about Green Lantern. I would like a Hal Jordan because that's in my mind as a movie goer and as an audience goer, whatever, comic book fan. Hal Jordan is Green Lantern. I know you have different feelings about that, but still, like to me, Hal Jordan is Green Lantern, just like Barry Allen is the Flash.
Yeah, or like even I'm sorry, or one Marvel reference here, or even like with whatchamacall, when we saw the release of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, people have been so used to Peter Parker as Spider-Man, are people ready for Miles Morales? Are people ready for the Miles Morales storyline? But the thing is, I think, because listen, folks, you all know my stance on comic book purists. I think they can be annoying as hell.
Yeah. Well, this issue of Batman 155. It's like,
God, I hate those people. I really hate's a strong word. I'm not a big fan of them. But anyway, we're getting back to the Flash. Yeah, I heard like the Flashpoint story is like that the that young Bruce Wayne actually does end up dying, and Thomas Wayne becomes Batman and Martha Wayne becomes the Joker, or am I thinking of something totally different?
No, you're right. I think you're right. Yeah.
Are they gonna do that, or?
I mean, it says Ben Affleck's in it, Michael Keaton's in it, and Supergirl is in this movie too. I don't know, man. It's getting like crazy, but
it's gonna be like another setup for another Justice League.
I wouldn't say JLA. I'd say it's more like I would love it if they did a Supergirl movie, just to like give like a. Not give a rest to Superman, but just give like a, by the way, as Earth told you, don't use hate, use despise with a passion.
Asm duly noted.
Thank you, Asm of Earth, for telling us that. You're the best. So anyways, I'm excited for this movie though. Because like I said, I'm really excited to see a Flash movie. Ezra Miller is back. I liked him as Flash personally in the Justice League on the Batman v Superman films. I thought they were great. He's actually a really good actor too. He's an Academy level actor. He was great.
Yeah, I like him. I'll be honest. I like the Flash better in the Snyder cut.
Oh, I didn't see it. That's why I can't say that.
I like him better in the Snyder cut because he was still very quirky, but he actually had more of a character to him, more than just being quirky. Like that whole line about brunch, like goes, I don't get what brunch is, and I'm like thinking, oh, good, they didn't put that line in here. Like I feel like in the other Justice League, they made him more. They made him more. Here, I think they made him more of a developed character. Like in the Whedon cut, they just made him, we're going to give him one character trait, quirky.
Yeah, stupid. Yeah. I mean, I'm curious to see how they do this Batman thing in this movie. Where like the time travel thing could help out, you know what I mean? So
yeah, it could work.
Oh, if you do it right, you'll be fine. Like
good work.
But I'm excited that we're finally seeing a Flash movie. Like, let's be real. I'm just excited to see the Flash on screen, besides in a side role in a Justice League film or a Snyder cut or Batman v Superman. I'm excited to see these other characters because the visual effects for him would be amazing if they nail it right. If you know what I mean, it'd be so cool. Like seeing him like time warp and whatnot. But Michael Keaton is Batman, man, and he even says he's going to ignore Batman Forever and Batman Robin. Thank God. But it takes place after 89 and 92, which is interesting. So, and Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck's Batman is back in it, and apparently it's just because he says the director wanted to have an emotional connection with Barry Allen because their mothers were both murdered. That makes sense.
Oh, makes perfect sense. I just love that part. They'll go, "What's your superpower?" from Justice League. What he says to Bruce Wayne goes, "What's your superpower?" "I'm rich."
Yeah, hey,
But I'm
being rich.
excited for this.
I know the Flash. And look, let's face it. I think the Flash is a very popular character. I think he'll do well. Any other comments for the Flash? Comes out November 4th, 2022.
I think this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, and also, I hope the tone. Let me just put this out there right now. I hope the tone and the story makes sense. The tone, especially because you can't be all like dark and gritty, like, oh, I'm Ben Affleck Batman. I'm gonna make sure I kill Superman. You can't do that with Flash. Flash is gonna be. It's gonna be a little dark, in my opinion. But I'm excited to see how they approach his character. Like Shazam was lighthearted and fun. Who's to say we don't get a badass Flash movie with him going like, "I'm Barry Allen. I'm super fast." That sounds really gay, but like it's like it'd be really. I'm curious to see this film so much just to see what it's like. I'm so excited to see the Flash. It's one of my favorite upcoming films for next year. Anyways, any concluding thoughts on the Flash? Good sir, Bill.
Nah, I think it's going to be cool. I'd like to see what they're going to do with Batman in it.
Yeah, and I can't emphasize this enough. And I mean to cut you off. Just give me 1 second. Michael Keaton's Batman has the same equivalent role that Sean Connery did in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It's that big of a role, from what I understand. Go ahead, Bill.
I also want to say though, JT, is are they gonna? Excuse me. I'm sorry. Are they gonna? Okay, got it. Are they gonna maybe be setting up another Justice League?
I would hope so. One that's better than the first one, that they don't have to switch directors. I mean, obviously Zack Snyder could not direct the whole thing because of obvious reasons, but
Yeah, because now quick side thing on Justice League, if you don't mind, on
Sure.
the Snyder Cut, because ever since the Snyder Cut release and there was a possible setup for another movie, there's now a hashtag. There's now a hashtag release the Snyder Cut.
Oh,
I mean, release the Snyderverse.
I haven't seen it. That's the Zack Snyder Justice League. That's 4 hours long. I would love to. I mean, I'm sure it's like a comic books movie's been wet dream, but like I have to find time to do it. You know me. I mean, outside of the Super Review Show, I'm pretty busy, but we'll see. I'll figure out a time to watch it. So the Flash. Any concluding thoughts on the Flash? Good, Bill.
No, my good friend. I think I'm good.
So if you guys have any thoughts on there, please sound off on Twitter or on our comment section below, whatever you want to do, and let us know your thoughts on the Flash simply at Super Review Show. Let's go to our next topic here, which is Aquaman 2 or Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. This movie sounds awesome. It just sounds awesome.
Because I really enjoyed the first Aquaman.
And if you don't mind me telling this story really quick about Aquaman, I did see Aquaman in theaters, but unfortunately on my end, I don't know what the hell happened to me, but I got sick halfway through the movie. I don't know what I ate. I don't know what it was, but I got sick and I had to leave the theater and I never finished it. But what I saw was amazing. Don't get me wrong.
I really liked the first one. I really did. I really did like the first one.
Yeah, it was very good. I mean, I didn't see the whole thing, but it was very good from what I saw.
Yeah, it was extremely good.
And James Wan, it was the director. He directed Conjuring. What a great director. Oh, my God. For real. He's fantastic.
He really is.
What is the story? If I'm not mistaken, is he's going to take place about like it's Aquaman doing stuff about like Uh,
Yeah. What is your next
I,
story going to be?
I don't know where the story's gonna go, but I'm very. I think that December release date it worked for them last time, so why not have it work again? Because it was the first one was released in December as well of 2018, right? Yeah. So I'm, and also Jason Momoa, man, the guy is a big advocate for DC. Yeah, the guy went so far as to write F Marvel, like not F, but he wrote out the whole word, like on a fan's poster at Comic Con at one point. It's like F Marvel, DC's doing great. Like he's a big advocate for the DCEU.
Well, because here's the thing now. Marvel was sort of like the king of these comic book movies for a while, and now DC is really throwing their hat in the ring.
Yeah, and my hope is that they put out good content that's not like a Suicide Squad 1 or a Wonder Woman 1984 type of level crap. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I mean, that's just my opinion, but
yeah, like here's I would say like with Marvel versus DC is I think DC after Wonder Woman, that's when they started getting better.
Yeah,
because I think pre Wonder Woman was kind of
yeah.
But
Except
now,
I know we disagree, but Man of Steel was pretty good.
that is your opinion. You're entitled to it.
Exactly.
But anyway, I think now because it's like Marvel and DC, because now DC is going to be showing some competition, but I think the thing is like even with Aquaman and the Flash is something with DC that I've noticed with Marvel because Marvel leading up to the Avengers, with Iron Man and Captain America and Hulk and all of them aside from like Black Widow and with Thor, they all gave them their own movies before the Avengers.
Oh yeah.
Well, I feel with Justice League, they of course, they gave the big guns, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, they gave them all their movie. And then they did Justice League, and now they're doing Aquaman and Flash, and maybe Cyborg eventually. They're giving them all their movies.
Green Lantern Corps, anyone? I'm waiting impatiently.
You're waiting?
I'm waiting for that Green Lantern reboot.
But it's now, and you know what else I just noticed? It's like, I feel like the Marvel DC war is another reincarnation of the old Disney versus Warner Brothers fight. Because Marvel is owned by Disney and DC is owned by Warner Brothers.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
So I think this is another continuation of Disney versus Warner Brothers.
I agree with that. I can see that.
But I think going to Momoa's statement, I wouldn't say F Marvel because I love Marvel, but DC is not the little brother that you laugh at anymore.
Nope.
Like DC is starting to get taken seriously now.
Yeah. I mean, for Christ's sake, they put out a rated R Suicide Squad film that we all just liked. Who saw it? Come on.
Because DC is probably saying, hey, Marvel, we put out an R-rated movie. Suck it!
Yeah. I mean, box office wise or not, it still was critically acclaimed. So, Aquaman, though, I'm going back to Aquaman, though, and the Lost Kingdom. I'm impatiently waiting to see Aquaman 2. I'm really excited to see it. I'm just excited to see all these films, all these DC movies moving forward. I'm really excited to see them. Because I want to support them. Because this goes to the age-old saying: if you go to support any movie, you're paying your money to support that film, and then studios look at how much money independent films made, or how much big-budget films made, blah 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 blah, and you go to see them, and they tell us, if the fact that Guardians of the Galaxy made $700 million, they're gonna make 2 more of them. So you know what I mean? It's just the truth. So But Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, I am ready to see Jason Momoa kick ass on the big screen as Aquaman again. I'm very ready to see that.
Again.
Oh, yeah. Any other comments for Aquaman?
Nah, I think I'm good.
All right, but let's go to the next one. So the next one, that's the last movie. Now, we'll get to the Batman in 1 second. I know people are impatiently waiting for us. But Shazam! Fury of the Gods comes out not next year, but the year after in 2023. This, full disclosure, the first Shazam was great. It was so fun.
I really loved the first. It was so much fun.
It's a fun time in the theater. It's a fun time on it just an all around amazing time in the theater. I saw it in theaters. It was amazing. I had so much fun with that film. And the cast is coming back. Yeah. The cast is coming back. These are there's certain other actors that were playing the other members of the gods. And the villain, I don't know who the villain is going to be, but Calypso is the villain, and she is going to be played by Lucy Liu, who's a very famous comic book actress personnel, the daughter of Atlas.
So it's not going to be Shazam versus Black Adam on this one.
Not yet, but I will say I think my guess. This is a wild guess for everyone out there. There's going to be a post-credit scene with Black Adam in there, the Rock might show up at the very end. That's my guess. Take that to the bank.
And that might be a setup for the next one. Yeah,
or Shazam 3. Or who knows, Shazam could be in Black Adam. One of the most interesting things about DC, and I'd love to see this on screen at some point. Warner Brothers, if you are listening to this, please call me. Superman and Shazam fighting Black Adam. That would be
the biggest nerdgasm.
Yes. You bring back Henry Cavill as Superman. You bring Zachary Levi as Shazam. And you bring The Rock as Black Adam in their standalone movie or the one-shot thing or whatever. You do something. This would be
amazing.
Badass amazing. Imagine seeing Superman, Shazam, and Black Adam on screen together.
Oh, that would be the biggest nerdgasm.
Forget costume-wise. Just imagine that Man of Steel outfit and Shazam. And the way the costume is and whatnot versus Black Adam. That is a fight worth $1 billion on screen. Think about that. That would be amazing if they did that. I would love to see that, but that's completely me. Any comments for Shazam? Just wondering.
Yeah, I would I am excited to see this one because, like I said, I really enjoyed the first Shazam. I really did enjoy it. I just had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
And, I would want to see the setup. Is there going to be another Black Adam? Is it going to be a Shazam versus Black Adam? Is there going to be a Shazam versus Black Adam maybe in the next one after this one?
Oh, boy, do I hope so.
And I love where they're going with this.
I don't know, but I tell you, the Shazam, I'm glad they're making a second one because the first one did okay at the box office. They did great. I hope that this one shows that they're releasing another one, and there's other characters in it too. Come on, let's see how awesome it gets. All right.
Shazam!
Hell yeah, Shazam! Fury of the Gods coming out 2023. So, anyways, let's go back to this. So and there's obviously one more. And I want to get into this conversation as well. The Batman. Where is it? The Batman. This film, I am so excited for. For those of you who are listening and watching already, we finally got into talking about The Batman coming out on March 4th, 2022.
Yes.
This film looks so good. My hopes are when that first trailer came out, I was floored by this. Now, We don't know for sure if this is in the DCEU, but at the same time, the DCEU is to my understanding, this is now going to be like they're introducing the multiverse. This sounds like a crazy topic for those who don't know what this is. In the DC comic books, there's many different Earths with different iterations of different superheroes and supervillains. So Earth 1 is, I want to say Earth 1 is like the Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Earth 1. This Batman is going to be on Earth 2. That's what this Batman is on. So it's a little bit different. I don't know how. Whoever thought of that idea is a genius, and it's ballsy, but Warner Brothers is doing it. The Batman,
they're doing it, dude.
Dude, they're doing it. Look at this. Look how awesome. Look, the Riddler is in it. Apparently, other actors in it as well. I believe Catwoman's in it, as far as I know. I know that but the Riddler's in it. That's crazy. Like, oh, that makes more sense. I thought it was Hugo Strange. I thought the villain was Hugo Strange for a long time, but I guess it says now that it's the Riddler.
A spin-off prequel television series is in development.
Yeah, as far as I know. Let's see. Where'd you see that? Let's see. And by the way, for those who are wondering about my thoughts on Robert Pattinson as Batman, this, I gotta tell you, when they first announced Robert Pattinson as Batman, my initial thought was, I was like, what the hell are they doing? Then I thought more about it and I said, you know what? This could be good. Because yes, he's known for Twilight and all that crap, but I'm not a Twilight guy. But like, he is a fantastic actor. And seeing him in context in those trailers, bruh, you have my money at the bank already to see this film.
Go ahead. Here's the thing. I got a couple thoughts here. What you said with Robert Pattinson, I was skeptical too, but I've said this before with when they first announced Ben Affleck.
Yep.
I gotta admit, I was like, what? Ben Affleck is Batman? No.
Yeah.
You were probably feeling the same way, but I'm like, no, Ben Affleck? No. But then after I saw Batman v Superman, I'm like, you know what? This was a good choice. I like Ben Affleck as Batman. And here's the thing, and here's what I hear from what they're doing is that they're going to make the film when he's already Batman. I don't think they're gonna do the whole
the origin. I hope not,
because they're probably they're taking a lesson. Sorry for making another comparison to the MCU. They're probably gonna do what they did with Spider-Man, because you've heard me praise this time and time again. What I liked about the Spider-Man movies in the MCU is that they started it when he's already Spider-Man.
Yep.
He's already Spider-Man. We didn't have to, we didn't have to see the bite. We didn't have to see, him waking up with powers. We didn't have to see Uncle Ben. We didn't have to see Uncle Ben. We just saw, we saw Spider-Man. We didn't have to see the whole damn thing. We didn't have to see the whole damn origin over again. And I think maybe that's the route they're already gonna take when he's already Batman. They're probably gonna take the route when he's already Batman. And so I think if they go that way, I think it's gonna, honest to God, be much better.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're probably gonna be saying the same thing like what they said with MCU with Spider-Man. Goes, listen, you know what happens. Bruce Wayne's parents get murdered. Ra's al Ghul, blah blah blah. You know what happens. So you know what? We're just gonna skip that and go right to when he's Batman.
Yeah, and thank you, Asimov, for jumping in the chat board for a second. He said that this one, as far as he knows, is going to take place a year after Batman is already Batman. So the second year of it, not Batman year one, but Batman year two. So Batman is already around, and then as a couple villains start showing up.
Because again, I think that would make more sense.
Absolutely.
Because again, how many times have we seen? How many times have we seen the whatchamacallit, the origin of Batman?
We saw it in 1989. We saw it in 2005. And we saw it in 2016. In Batman v Superman, they shot a scene of it.
But thankfully, they only went through.
Yeah. I'm glad they're doing like a year two thing. Just want to jump in the chat board for a second, guys. Matt Ham's in the chat board. I am excited for the Batman, but I'm not sure we need another Batman movie after they already have made so many different Batman films already. I agree, and I also disagree with you at the same time there, Matt. I think it's time that I think Ben Affleck's Batman was received very well, but I think DC's going in this unique direction, and I think that they going in this direction. I think they're trying an Earth 2 type of thing, and it has nothing to do with Ben Affleck as well. It's going to be its own story, its own characters, its own universe, if you will, and it's going to be interesting. It's what as far as I know. Adam versus the chat. Well, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go on. What's Adam saying?
Adam in the chat board is saying, I don't know about the whole Earth number thing. I never pay attention to stuff like that. I just want a good movie. LOL. Asm, I want a good movie too. I want a good Batman movie. I want Batman to kick ass. I want him to do awesome. I can't believe they're using Riddler. I really thought they were using Hugo Strange for this. I really thought that. I was like, really? But whatever. My overall impression for the Batman, Bill, and I want to hear your overall impressions as well. This film, I'm very excited for. Very excited to see that it comes out in March of 2022. Literally, it's a couple months away. It's not like it's August of next year. Like it's
like 8 months away. No, wait, seven. Sorry.
Yeah,
guys, remember, guys, I have a communications degree, not a math degree. But anyway,
you're great. Yeah, go ahead.
But anyway, 7 months away.
I'm very excited.
I'm super psyched for this movie. I really am. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
I want to see what route are they going to go now.
Oh yeah, and I cannot emphasize this enough, but like Robert Pattinson, he looks like a really good young Batman, a good young Bruce Wayne, and like everyone's like all the hardcore, but well, listen, Twilight, this and that, like shut up, respectfully, shut up.
Oh, are you talking about the comic book purist?
For all the purists out there listening and watching, hear me out as I cast my voice over to your hearts and minds. Give this movie a shot.
Well, to be honest, the comic book purists have been complaining about Batman since 1989, when it was the Joker that killed Batman's parents. Wait a minute. Jack Napier didn't kill Batman's parents. It was Joe Chill. Like, oh, listen, for the sake of the story, it works.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, here's the thing. Michael Keaton, when he was first announced it was cast as Batman, people were furious.
They're like, what the hell?
People were writing hate mail. And this was before the internet was a thing.
Yeah.
And,
oh my God.
And look what happened. And then after that, and then when Ben Affleck was announced that he was going to be in that he was going to be Batman, everyone was freaking out again.
Yeah.
And look what happened.
He did. He delivered well.
I'm with you on this one, buddy. I'm with you. Give Robert Pattinson a chance.
Yeah, like seriously, I'm not.
Listen,
he could knock it out of the park.
If he ends up as good as Bale, Keaton, or Affleck, then great. If he ends up like Kilmer or Clooney, then you're not gonna know unless you watch it.
Yeah, and this goes back. This is not just regarding.
Curious.
Yeah.
You're not gonna know unless you freaking watch the film.
Yeah, this is just going on. This is not just a DC thing, and that's just a Marvel thing. But please hear us out, everyone. No matter what movie, if you see a movie that you want to go see, support it. Go pay the $5 for that theater to go see that independent film in theaters. That's a whole other conversation. But like, if you like the movie, if you like what you see, go see it and support it. If you like the actor, if you like for me, I'm a big Tom Cruise guy. If I go see a Tom Cruise movie, I'm going to like it because I like Tom Cruise. I mean, some of the stuff has been not been good, but whatever. Just want to jump back to the chat board about Batman. When I first heard as I'm birth in the chat board, when I first heard that Robert Pattinson, I too was hesitant. When I finally saw the guy in other movies, I'm very excited now. And then I replied back to him in the chat board. What other films that has he done? He said Tenet, and I didn't see Tenet, but I've heard incredible things about that movie. So I'm sure his performance in that was incredible. Let's get the bottom line. Give this movie a shot. And look, the trailers have been flawless, in my opinion. The trailers have been flawless. Like Matt Reeves, I'd be surprised if it's not rated R. Like it looks that violent and dark. Like he's just beating
Batman movie. That would be great.
I put Batman is best when he's not a killing machine. He's best when he's a character. That's my opinion, but whatever. Are there any other DC movies coming out soon? So far, so next year we have 4 DC films coming out next year. We have 3 DCEU and the Batman. That's really all we got as far as that goes. But like, so bottom line, the next 5 films coming out in the DC lineup. One of them is not a DCEU movie, but we'll get to that in a second. Black Adam on July 29th, 2022. The Flash, November 4th, 2022. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, December 16th, 2022. And Shazam, Fury of the Gods, June 2nd, 2023. One thing I've noticed immediately about this lineup, July Black Adam is a summer movie. The Flash they have for November, and the very next month they have Aquaman. Are they worried about are they going to like overlap the films? Because that's a pretty close box office thing for your I mean, 2 DC films coming out in the same, like within a month of each other. Hey, give it a shot. But is that a bad strategy, Bill? What do you think?
Well, here's the thing. I think maybe they're going to try to do, again, I'm sorry, I keep bringing up the M word here. I think they're trying to maybe do what Marvel does and have their films come out closer to one another.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, what's the closest MC movies we've gotten together? Like what? May and September?
The closest ones that we've gotten together are, I would say, in 2019, we had 2018 we had Black Panther in February, and then we had Avengers Infinity War in April.
Okay. And that's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty close.
And then in even in 2016 we had Captain America: Civil War in May, and we had Doctor Strange in November, and then in 2019 we had Captain Marvel in March, and then we had Avengers Endgame at the end of April, and then after Avengers Endgame in April we had a few months after Avengers Endgame, we had Spider-Man Far From Home. So Marvel has done that. I think DC's trying to do that because, again, they're trying to say, hey, Marvel, you got some competition.
Absolutely.
So now I think they're trying to push things out because, I've said this before. Like, the thing I was skeptical about is they were trying to be Marvel. And now that DC is now their own thing, now I think they're trying to compete with Marvel more.
Yeah. I just want to also point out, too, some people are saying in the chat board that it's going to be rated R. There's no set rating yet of the Batman. I just want to point that out, too. Going back to that for a sec. And one more thing. Asmworth is saying he said that those DC films are targeting holiday dates like they did with Aquaman 1, there's a sweep of the box office. Because there's no Star Wars films coming out, so why not have DC do it,
Yeah, exactly, because usually during December, what's the big competition? Star
Star
Wars.
Wars. Yeah, that became their month. You know,
So Star Wars is technically a Christmas movie.
don't even go there.
I'm just kidding.
I know. Like I'm excited for all these films coming up, and obviously we've gone on this topic before, but other films in development. Now, Warner Brothers does have a 2022-23 release date slate of in development films, such as Batgirl, such as Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. They want to release a buddy cop superhero film. That would be pretty cool, in my opinion. But Blue Beetle, you know, whatever. No one's heard of it. Green Lantern, supposedly in Warner Brothers 2022-23 slate of films. Word has it they're going to do that. A third Wonder Woman film makes sense. A Supergirl film, a Plastic Man film, a Static Shock movie is scheduled for Warner Brothers 22-23 release date slate. So there's a lot of films in development, but
up a little bit.
Sure, yeah, but like there are some films that are like they're looking to do, and they just haven't announced their dates yet. Gotham City Sirens, yeah, go ahead, talk about that.
That would be pretty. Yeah, it's gonna be like with all the. It's gonna be Harley Quinn and
Catwoman, Poison
Ivy. Just don't get Uma Thurman back as Poison Ivy.
Oh no.
That would be terrible.
Who would you cast as Poison Ivy? Now that you got me thinking about it.
Ooh,
I like Christina Hendricks from Mad Men.
I think she'd be good. If you're going younger, I'm thinking maybe Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh yeah, we talked about her. Yeah, she could be good. Yeah,
That could work.
That could work. Who would you cast as Catwoman?
Ooh,
That's a tough choice because we have Anne Hathaway and we have Michelle Pfeiffer over the years. So
I don't know.
good question, right?
I would say my girl, but I don't think that would work.
Anna, she could. Anna Kendrick could try.
It could work. Like that's what I was saying about Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, but Anne Hathaway already did it in The Dark Knight Rises, though.
No. You know what
she
I
could come
think?
back.
I think maybe Anya Taylor-Joy would be better as Catwoman. I don't know who would be as Poison Ivy though.
I think Christina Hendricks. If you've ever seen Mad Men, I think she'd be a good fit.
Maybe.
That's my opinion, but whatever.
Ooh, Nightwing.
Yeah, that got delayed,
Oh.
unfortunately. But Batgirl is in development and coming out soon. I don't know how or why, but like they're Batgirl coming to a theater near you. What? They have the print costume too from the TV show. Anyways, like the ones here, this is the film scheduled for a 2023 release date slate. Which one that one?
Oh, Joss Whedon, professional asshole.
Well, yeah, he's not on there though apparently. And by the way, Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, they're gonna try and do that as a buddy cop. I just said that they're gonna try and do that as a buddy cop film. Like, do you remember the movie Let's Be Cops from a few years ago? Let's Be Cops.
The movie Let's Be Cops from a few years.
Try to imagine that with two superheroes. Think about that for a second. Or no, think of Let's Be Cops and Lethal Weapon with superheroes.
Huh, that'd be interesting.
I mean, you have my attention, but
okay, boy, you have my attention.
That'd be cool. Gotham City Sirens would be cool. They might have botched that with the Harley Quinn film, personally. That'd be cool though. Green Lantern, they have to announce a Green Lantern film at some point. Just saying. Nightwing, that spin off is like an HBO Max show, but a Nightwing movie would be cool.
That would be good.
And then teaming up with Batgirl. Plastic Man, the comedy film. Static Shock. I can't believe they're actually going to go forward with that in the next couple of years. Supergirl makes sense. It's the Superman title, that name and stuff like that. That'd be good. Wonder Woman 3, it just makes sense. Peacemaker, and this is the TV shows. We won't get too much into this, but they are developing TV shows for DC film properties. Like is Peacemaker's one of them with John Cena starring in it. Justice League Dark, which was going to be a movie, but then they're going to release it as a TV show instead. Constantine is rebooting. Madame X and is going to do that, and an Untitled Superman show based on with a black Superman. I think Michael B. Jordan is attached to it, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, I like Michael B. Jordan, so
I do too. He's a very good actor. Batman, Cyborg, we've heard nothing about. Deathstroke, we've heard nothing about. Justice League sequel was nothing. Man of Steel 2, I'm waiting. Henry Cavill, get on it. New Guys got canceled and The Trench got canceled. But I'm very excited. So bottom line, I mean, that's really it as far as like the upcoming DC films and other projects that are in development. But I'm very curious to see where they go after, let's say, Shazam. I think the box office success of the next 5 films in their DC lineup, whether it's the DCEU or not, I think that regarding their how much money the films make, I'm curious to see where they go from there. I mean, Bill, what do you think about all this? Like buddy cop films, Batgirl. What do you think about all this?
I think it's going to be a little. I think DC's got a lot to look forward to right now.
Yeah, and ride that wave, man. Make those films, make that money, go for it. Just be
I'm
smart
excited for this.
Warner Brothers, just be smart about what you do, because you have me, but that doesn't mean you have everyone else.
Yeah,
you know,
and like here's my other advice to DC: don't try and be Marvel.
No, do their own thing.
Do your own thing. Don't try to be Marvel.
No, just guys, Warner Brothers, you're one of the best studios out there. You make great movies and you have great characters and great properties. You can do this. Go for it. I have faith. I have faith
too.
Shazam, Flash. I'm waiting for that Green Lantern film.
You're still waiting, aren't you?
Impatiently.
Waiting.
Yeah. So, yeah, but like I said, I'm very excited to see where they go. Like they have so many other films in development and so many other films underway. And it's hard. Unfortunately, they did cancel a couple. They were going to do an Aquaman spinoff called The Trench, which was going to be a horror movie. A New Gods film that would have been awesome. A Untitled Joker film. Well, they already did a Joker film, but
That's not the DCEU.
no, that's like Earth 3. Deathstroke. Hey, with Joe Magnella playing. Harley Quinn versus the Joker. That guy film got canceled though. Cyborg. I'd like to see a Cyborg film.
I would too. I liked him in what was it? I liked him in Snyder Cut.
Yeah. So crazy. There's a lot of DC stuff coming up, guys. Hopefully you all are looking forward as much as we are. Bill, any other concluding thoughts for this before we wrap up for the night? Oh, do you have anything else to say?
Excited to see where DC goes with this.
Yeah, me too. I'm very excited to see where they go. I look, and I can't emphasize this enough, guys. Ultimately, we want you to understand as well. Go out there and support these films. If it looks stupid, go support it. Because if you want to see more DC films with other characters, we recommend that you go check out the films anyways. And you might like it. Like Suicide Squad was fantastic. They should have called it the Task Force X because of the title or whatever. We talked about that. But like, bottom line, I think you guys should support the DCEU. It's moving forward whether you like it or not. I'm very excited. Marvel is already there. Marvel is already on the top of their game. But let's see what DC does.
Now it's time for DC to get into the groove.
DC is getting it started, if they will. I think they're doing a great job so far. I think there's not a couple films I did not like. But so far, I've liked a majority of what I've seen, personally. But yeah, so any other thoughts, Bill, before we wrap it up for the night?
No, just like I said, I hope DC just stays the course, do their own thing, and I think they can be great.
I completely agree, bud. And ultimately, guys,
we can make DC great again.
And on that note, we hope you all have a great night. No, you're fine, dude. Anyways, thank you so much, everyone, for watching, listening all around the world. Thank you so much to our Spotify podcast listeners. You guys are outstanding. Bill, did you know we have listeners in Ireland now?
Oh, the land of my ancestors. We have people over there. They're drinking a nice pint of Guinness.
Gosh, Malati. And with a name like Mahoney, can't beat it. I want to thank the good man joining me as always, Bill Murphy, talking all things pop culture related and whatnot with what's going on with us right here on the Super Review Show. Bill, you have a podcast, right?
I do have a podcast, Sports
Oh my
Insanity
God.
Podcast. Check us out. We are on all platforms, and also check out our network, the Sports Insanity Network. We have a new project coming up, folks, starting football season. So check it out. Stay tuned. I guarantee you, there will be social media posts about it within the next few weeks. So check it out. Follow us on social media too to get the update on the new project.
Gotta love when he plugs that, I gotta say. And thank you so much for watching and listening to us as always. You guys are amazing. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. And so until next time, and I just a fair warning, I may not be here next time, but I'll let you guys know about that soon. Because I have some stuff going on. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and listening. Thank you so much. You guys are outstanding, and we will see you guys next time for all things Super Review Show. Keep it locked on the Super Review Show. The J-Man and Bill Murph are off.
Two
We'll
words.
see you guys next time.